Hey, I need you to stop inviting your mom over every weekend, I told my husband, Jack, directly. He let out a deep sigh. Sophie, you always say no to everything. What do you mean? You don't want me to build a house, you don't want my mom to visit, you say no to everything. That's not what I meant. Then what do you mean? How long do we have to wait? My name is Sophie, my husband, Jack, and I have been married for 5 years. Our main goal is to buy our own home. Now that we've saved enough money, we're ready to move out of our rental. I've always dreamed of having my own home. Once we settle in, we want to start a family and raise our kids there. Our hopes were growing, but a problem was brewing. Jack's mom, who had heard about our plans, started getting involved in a way that didn't feel right. I heard you're finally buying a house. Yes, that's true. Have you picked out what kind of house you want? Yeah, we have an idea. Well, that's great. Let me know if I can help. Thanks, but no need. Oh, by the way, have you checked out the showroom near your place? No, we haven't had time yet. Well, I'll set up an appointment for you. We can go together. No, I'd prefer if you didn't. I'd like to look at the new house with Jack, just the two of us. But after that, Jack's mom kept trying to get involved. She even showed up at our place unexpectedly. I got you a brochure for some land that's for sale. Thanks. She handed me several brochures. What do you think of this one? It's near the station and big enough for 2 families. What did she say? Did she just say 2 families? I didn't know what to say. Jack's mom kept talking. If it's not close to the train station, it's not convenient, and you'll want to be near a hospital when you get older. This place is close to a supermarket too. You're probably having a hard time deciding, right? At first, she asked if she could help, but soon she was taking over, pushing her own ideas as if she would be living there too. This wasn't right. That night, I told Jack everything that had happened. Wait, I think she might have mentioned living with us. What? You want to live together? Well, if you're okay with it. I won't force you, don't worry. I felt completely caught off guard by his response. If I'm okay with it? I don't think so. I couldn't believe Jack was still unsure about this. I knew I'd be the one left to deal with my mother-in-law if I had to tell her we're not going to live together. Why couldn't Jack see that? Should we stop building the house? What? Why? Because of the way you said it. If I say no to living with her, she'll know I said no. We'll be living together for a long time, and I don't want things to be awkward. I don't want a house if that's what it's going to cost. We can raise our kids in a rental, and we can use the money we saved for the down payment on their education instead. My husband, Jack, suddenly started to panic. Wait, I understand now. I'll say no to her, and we'll build the house. No, it's fine. You can't even talk to your mom. I've never seen Jack stand up to his mother before. Don't worry, trust me. Why are you so desperate? I want to live in my own house and raise our kids there. You didn't seem that excited when we first talked about it. No, I was excited. That's a mean thing to say. I feel the same way about our kids. I see. Jack told me he would turn down his mom, but I didn't believe it. I didn't think he could do it, considering how he always acts with her. But the day after our conversation, my mother-in-law stopped bothering us and even called to apologize. Sophie, I got scolded by Jack. He told me he wanted to live with you alone. I'm sorry I pushed my opinions on you. Jack actually talked to her. He could speak up when it really mattered, but for some reason, I still felt a little unsure. I told Jack about his mom's apology, and he had a big smile on his face. See, when I say I'll speak up, I do. Why do you have that look in your eyes? I was wondering if you really said it. Are you doubting me? Isn't that a little odd? I've never seen you speak up to your mom in 5 years, and you didn't even do it in front of me. That's mean. I really tried. You're right. I'm sorry. By the way, you're sweating like crazy. What's going on? Oh, it's just hot. It is a bit warm today, isn't it? It's the middle of winter. Anyway, let's move forward with the house contract. Do you really want to build a house that badly? Of course I do. That's why we've been saving all this time. By now, I wasn't that interested in building the house anymore. The home I'd dreamed of for so long now felt less exciting. I'd worked hard to save the money, but because of my mother-in-law's actions and Jack's attitude, it felt like my dream had been taken away, and I stepped back. Still, Jack kept talking about building the house. 6 months passed since our argument. Jack still brought up the house, but I wasn't convinced. My mother-in-law, who had been quiet, was starting to lose her patience. She began showing up at our house more often. She never talked about the house anymore, but her attitude was getting more and more overbearing. Jack and I both work, and we both have weekends off, yet, every weekend, my mother-in-law comes over. If it was just once a month, I could handle it, but every weekend? It's too much. Jack seems really happy about it. I want to rest on the weekends, at least on Saturdays and Sundays, but my mother-in-law comes over at 7 a.m. and watches TV at a really loud volume. If I don't get up, she walks around outside my room. My husband, Jack, was so busy taking care of his mom that I thought that was probably enough for him. One weekend, I couldn't take it anymore and got up at 7:30 a.m. to start my day. My mother-in-law immediately said, "How can you still be asleep with a guest in the house?" And then she would stay late on Sunday night. Jack never said anything about her behavior, and when I looked at him, the word divorce popped into my mind, but I didn't want a divorce if I could avoid it. I wanted to figure out a way to fix things. "Hey, I need you to stop having your mom over every weekend," I told Jack, being honest about how I felt. He sighed loudly. "Sophie, you always say no to everything." "What do you mean? You don't want to build a house, you don't want my mom to visit, you always say no." "I didn't mean it like that." "Then what do you mean? How long do we have to wait for?" "You just said we dot." "What do you mean? Who else is waiting?" "What? Didn't you just say we?" Jack's face turned red, and he started sweating. "I didn't say that. Maybe I misunderstood, but we can't build a house if your mom keeps coming over every weekend." "Why not?" "Because I need some rest." "If my parents came over every weekend, would you get any rest?" "Your parents won't come, they have their own nice home." "I'm tired of this nonsense." "That's not the point. It's not about the house. I'll ask my parents to come stay next week." Jack raised his voice. "Absolutely not." "Why not?" "Because it's too much. Don't tell your parents to come over. My mom is the only one allowed here. This is my house too. I'm the head of the house. If you don't like it, then leave." "Are you serious? You're not useful to me anymore. I'm done with you. You can't make my mom happy, and she won't live with us if you can't even build the house." "You promised she wouldn't live with us." "What are you talking about? Once the house is built, we can do whatever we want, including living with my mom." "What do you mean?" "I told you all this, and you still don't get it. I was planning to have my mom live with us after the house was built." "I knew it. How could my mother-in-law back down so easily?" Jack was just scheming with her the whole time. "I see, that's what this was all about." "Fine, I'll leave. I hope you won't regret it." "I won't. Don't even try to show your face in front of me again." I packed up the few things I needed and went to my parents' house. They were surprised by my sudden return, but when I explained everything, they welcomed me with open arms. That's what family is for, right? I guess our relationship ended because I couldn't trust Jack from the start. "Dad, I'm sorry. I know things didn't work out between you two, but work and personal life are separate things." "Yes, I agree. And your mother and I are divorced. No alimony, no money issues, just the division of property." 3 months passed since then, and now my ex-husband was kneeling in front of me. "I'm sorry, Sophie's dad. I'm not your father anymore. Be careful what you call me." Boss? This is a surprise, isn't it? Because I divorced your daughter?" "What are you talking about?" Why had Jack come all the way to my parents' house and gotten down on his knees? It turned out he was transferred to a new position he didn't want. My ex-husband and I both worked for my father's company. He seemed to think that his transfer was because of our divorce, but it had nothing to do with it. My father had said during the divorce that personal matters didn't affect work. Every employee at his company gets transferred to a new region every few years as part of a skill-building program, not as a punishment. But that explanation didn't make sense to my ex-husband. "Lisa. Stop, it's the boss. I thought you told me never to show my face again." "I apologize, please. This isn't about obligation. I was supposed to be the next president, wasn't I?" "I can't believe you interrupted me with nonsense like that." I think you're mistaken. I'm still the next president, whether you divorce me or not." "What? Of course, I'm his daughter." My ex-husband just nodded and left. The next day, he quit his job. People told him it wasn't a demotion, but he refused to listen. A few days later, I saw him in a place I never expected. I was watching a documentary on TV when I saw my ex-husband. He was standing in line for a meal donation at a volunteer organization. dressed poorly. Life has a strange way of changing things. I couldn't help but think of the word regret that I had said to him. I'm sure he regretted how he acted. The fact that he was holding 2 meals suggested that one was for his mother. I don't know all the details, but it's clear that his life now is very different from the one he had before. As for me, I'm happy being on my own. I'm busy with work during the week, but on my days off, I enjoy my free time. It's such a blessing to get a good night's sleep. I don't have to deal with early mornings anymore. I'm living in peace and happiness. The coldness my ex-husband showed, which I couldn't explain to anyone, used to hurt, but now, I see it as something that strengthens me when I stand up to my in-laws. Lisa, you did the right thing. I hope you can really enjoy your time on your own now.